everybody. London Blue coming at you with another cool guest. Christena was not able to jump on the podcast that we just did of SFX, props, and movie sets with myself and my co-host, Renee, as well as Kelly Farah and Cher Lambeth, because she had the storm hit and she had a power outage. So she's agreed to come on with me today and actually give me a demonstration, or give us a demonstration on how to create a cool, creepy, deformed skull for haunted attractions. Yes, and she is coming up in just a couple minutes, so stay tuned. I would like to present my guest. She is a special effects artist for the Haunted Majestic in Huntington, West Virginia. It is a haunted attraction that is opened up every year, and I believe it's every weekend from
Friday and Saturday.
In October. Are you guys doing anything in September?
30. It'll start the first last weekend in September.
Okay, so last weekend in September and every weekend through October. But she's gonna be showing us how she's making one of the props that is going to be used in the Haunted Majestic this year. But before we get into that, let me have her introduce herself and tell us a little more about her. Would you please tell us what you do and how you started in this?
Okay, well, let's see. My name's Christena. Hello. I really wasn't involved in making props until the last 3 or 4 years. So I'm still learning as I go. If anybody's got any tips, feel free to let me know about it. I mean, I'm all open for any tips. I don't expect to be pro overnight, because ain't nobody pro overnight. We all learn from day to day. Got started in it probably in 2015, I think, or 2016, somewhere around that area. We did a haunted house for the Chesapeake Community Center. We were doing that so that to raise money to give back to the community center so that they could keep their doors open. We did that for 2 years. We made each room that we put together different, and it was known as the Ghoul School. So like one room would have been like the cafeteria, another one would have been a science room. Another was the principal's office. It was all put together, and we worked our butts off trying to get it to go. And then after that closed down, that Dana Toms found us, and our pit crew, which I'm part of a paranormal investigation team. And he had us come out to check the boat that he had purchased, and a few of my associates went and checked the boat out. And then from there on out, it became a haunted attraction, and I've been there since the day that they've opened. And just put my 2 cents in when I'm asked, what can we do, this, that, and the other. I also if you've been to the Haunted Majestic, you'll probably normally see me as one of the jesters under the pavilion. I've put together games up there that while you're waiting in line to go through the haunted trail, that to have fun, and we're there just so that you can have fun. It keeps getting bigger and better. Now we've added a few new attractions to the trail this year, which I'm not going to say because I can't just yet. But yeah, I hope that everybody comes out to check us out, because I think we're going to have a really good year this year.
Yes, absolutely. And If you have not been to the Haunted Majestic, you really need to go. It is a very cool place. And not only is it an amazing haunted attraction, and it is family friendly. So you can bring the little ones with you too. That's one thing that I think is really cool about the Haunted Majestic is that they do try to keep it family friendly. So you can do this as a family. However, it is also actually haunted as well. Correct?
Yes. There's quite a few incidents that I've even come in contact with down there. And so my teammates have as well. I'm just the investigator, base camp operator, and researcher. So I go when I get a chance to investigate down there, but it's awesome. I've had noises. I've been touched. I've been poked. Ain't been scratched, and I hope that never happens. I've heard things. I've seen things that's happened on the boat that just are really, really strange and I guess paranormal-ish.
Right.
But yeah, if you want to, come do the trail, the boat, and then after the attraction shuts down, come and check out because we have paranormal tours after the haunted trails closed for the night. So yeah, you get approximately 90 minutes. They tell you things. You can either investigate on your own, or you can have one of the team members work with you and take you around and tell you about their experiences.
Okay, very cool. Have you ever noticed, do the spirits seem to be resentful of it being a haunted attraction? I mean, have any guests experienced anything that they felt was menacing or felt like they needed to get out?
Well, at the first year or so, they seem to be just happy to be acknowledged. Okay. I'm sure that the team lead and the metaphysics investigator have more information about that. From what I can tell of, they were happy just to be acknowledged and talked to or talked with. And then I don't know if something happened, but here lately that there's like one or two that just don't seem to be happy, and I don't know why.
But okay, so for the most part, no guests have been too frightened or injured or anything like menacing.
That. So they won't hurt you. Even some of the we do like a blind boxing session where they put blinds on you, cover your ears, and all you're hearing is the Frank's box, which is white noise. Sometimes you get information from that lets you know whether they're still upset or if they're happy. It's just really, I think it's amazing to get answers from this. Yeah. And from what I understand, like I said, some of them are happy and a few of them aren't. But most of them, I think there's even one or two residual ones there. But I don't investigate enough to know for sure. I just go by from what everybody else tells me. And I also investigate when I get the chance to. Like I said, it's amazing. 2 stories to top and bottom to investigate, plus get to see all the inside props.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, you just need to come out and check it out.
Very cool. So again, just to clarify, this is a family-friendly place, and even the spirits seem to be welcoming your attendance. Apparently, there's not been any type of anything bad that happens, or nothing's gotten attached to anybody to go home with them. They're happy where they're at. Yes. And apparently they don't mind you coming in to visit. So
that's right.
Okay, so a little more about you, Christena. I've asked before, like, who do you look up to in the horror genre? And it looks like you have some new artwork. So would you like to tell us?
Stephen King's It back here. I'm a big Tim Curry fan, and also Stephen King fan, which everybody's like, everybody is. Well, I can't help it. I've always liked him. And then, of course, I've got Hellraiser over here. Clive Barker's my another one. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Dean Arndt-Kuntz and a few of the other, but those are my favorites. So.
Absolutely. And I absolutely loved Tim Curry as Pennywise.
I know. He was creepy then back in the 70s. Yes. Or was it early 80s? Somewhere around there.
I've always loved Tim Curry, from Rocky Horror Picture Show to the movie Clue to
if I'm a huge Tim Curry fan. Those, I'm gonna hang it up on the other bare spot if I find me a Rocky Horror Show picture poster.
Well, if you do, buy two, get one for me.
Yeah, I find them. Get one for you too.
Well, there you go, people. If you know Tim Curry or his agent or anybody who's close enough to him to get us an autograph, please, I would love to have an autograph of Tim Curry to go along with my collection. Me too. That's on my bucket list. And he doesn't look like he's doing very much anymore. But he is still trying to make, I think, like podcast appearances or interviews. So, that would be really cool.
That's awesome. I didn't even know that he was doing that.
I've seen him. Different organizations promoting him that you could do. You could pay X amount of money to be on a Zoom call with him, or cool. But I think that started during the pandemic. So I'm not sure if he's actually still doing that now. I mean, I know his health is failing. So, but much love to Tim Curry.
Yes.
We salute you. Okay. So and you were talking about, you also have games set up, and so like what type of games would they expect, and what could you tell us about the games and how you go about making them? Because that's a completely different side of it.
Under the pavilion, we try to make it as fun and entertaining. Of course, we also have like the different cars that come out. Last year we had a balloon blower that made the animals and stuff. Well, he made more than just animals. They were awesome little things. Not sure if he's coming back this year or not, but of course we have the fire breather. Yes. And under the pavilion, you have me. Between me and my granddaughter and some of the other workers that are there, we've put together games. I have the zombie ball, which is a zombie head that you throw in a basket. Now, all these games are free. It don't cost you anything to play them. We have like the king cans. It's just a bunch of cans stood up and you throw the balls at them. We did a new game last year, which was candy guessing and movie guessing. And this year, I think I'm going to change it up just a little bit. I'm going to have a big picture, and there'll be 40 horror movies inside this picture. You have to guess all 40 pictures.
Nice.
So that was a little change up for this year. Of course, we have Brain Bash, which is you take the mallet, hit it, try to get the brain to flop over in a bucket. We have the bank shot drop, which is that you're tossing bean bags against pictures of the Majestic and King Majestic, and it has to slide down and hit into a hole in order to win. And of course, I do give out prizes and candy and stuff for everybody who makes these the game. We also have ring toss. Of course, there's the Wheel of Misfortune, which is everybody's favorite. You get to spin the wheel to see if you get to sit in my electric chair. I actually
and that is really cool. That is really cool. Actually, if you go on Facebook on my London Blue page, That's actually my profile picture is me sitting in that chair at the Haunted Majestic.
Well, it got a complete makeover this year, so
Nice.
it looks really, really good. Let's see, what else did I have? Oh, I threw one in last year called The Pond. It's like duck pond. You reach in and pull out, get a number or an X or something to win the game. That went over real well for the little kids, but it seems like I don't know if they've faded that game out, but a lot of them is like, how do you play this game? I'm like, really? Nobody knows how to play, pull the duck out and whatnot. And then I'm going to have duck shoot this year, so I don't know how I've got that set up just yet, but I'm working on it.
So you are a very busy lady.
Huh?
So you are a very busy lady. So you create all the games and you do a lot of the props and scenes within the haunt itself. And
I love doing it. I mean, it's fun. For me, it may not be for others, but for me, it's fun. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's really exciting to go in and see how you change it up each year. And
sometimes we change it up every week too, depending on if I'm like, oh, we got to add this to it with it to make it better or something. So yeah, I try to keep it interesting for everybody. And I still have those purple dollars that I give out for like the main prize. And I keep telling everybody, once these little purple dollars are gone, Haunted Majestic won't be making any more. So if you do happen to get one of these, I suggest you take it home, frame it, because once they're gone, they're gone. But if you do use them, it's like $1 off for the gift shop or whatnot. But I think it's pretty cool that they had those dollars made as a prize.
Right.
And of course, then, candy, little Halloween little goodies are put in bags and
maybe if you get one of the purple dollars, you can have you can track down King Majestic and have him autograph it for you.
There you go. Yeah, he'll be there too.
Great. Okay, so again, thank you, Christina, for being on here with me, and we are going to switch the camera around, and she's going to give us a little demonstration on how to create this deformed, creepy skull for the Haunted Majestic attraction coming up this year. Again, be sure to stop by and visit the Haunted Majestic and look around and see if you can recognize one of these creepy skulls that she's going to be making. All right, so Christina will take it away.
Your milk jug, you cut around the top of it, and then you make sure you cut off the handle, and then you'll wind up cutting it about halfway, and then cutting across the sides of it at the bottom. That way, when you slide it over the resin skull, the chin fits right down in the bottom of the milk jug.
Oh, okay.
So, with that being said, I already have one pre-cut and ready. So as you can tell, there's no jug top, no handles, all there, and it's cut on the bottom as well. And of course, the tag will come off once we start heating everything up. Okay. So you just go ahead and put your skull in the bottom of it and have that chin right there. And then you're going to take some duct tape or any good tape and kindly tape it in place, because once you take the heat gun to it, it'll move all over the place and you'll not get what you're trying to accomplish.
Oh, okay.
So, and of course, my dogs might join in on the presentation, which if anybody's an animal lover, they'll love it. See how much my dogs try to help. All right. So, now, as you can see, it's all taped where I need it to be. So it makes the skull lean back at a half. And then you take your heat gun I think mine has 2 settings on it, but I'm not sure which one it is. Just the hottest setting you got. And then you just start melting. As you can see there that it is clear. And once it's clear, you take a tool because you do not want to touch it and start pushing it in towards the skull so that it is not molding against the skull. As you can see, I'm already starting with the cheekbone. It's the easiest place to start at. And see, compared to that, to the other side. But you have to wait till your milk jug is completely clear to see through it in order to do your next step. And I always start from the cheekbones, then the chin, and then I move up.
Now, Christina, can you use any type of like Halloween skull with that? Will it not melt? What type of skull do you have to use to keep it from melting?
Okay, it is a resin skull.
Okay.
And as long as it's made from the resin, it's hard. It can stand the heat. You can't use any plastic skull or a wooden one might work, but I don't know. I just know that the resin skull works the best.
Oh, okay.
So, and we're not going for perfect on this because I'm making deformed skulls. So, I mean, you could do this for a long period of time and make it look just like the skull that I showed. And then again, you could probably use other skulls. This is another resin one. It doesn't have to, be completely formed right. It's just depending on what you're looking for.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, both of them are resin skulls. Boomer, quit with your commentary, okay? Hush. And another thing, too. Once this plastic starts melting, it is hot. So you kindly want to use like wooden tools. Now, this is actually a tool that comes with the heat gun. Well, it doesn't come with it. I bought accessories. But with my project, you can't really use that end of it. So I'm using the wooden end of it.
Oh, okay.
And, also, I got like the silicone. You also have to treat it as hot plastic because if you touch it or you leave it on there real long, it'll stick to your pieces, whatever you're touching it with.
Okay. So maybe even a wooden spoon would work too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But so far I've not found one that works real well. So I'm trying. I haven't even tried this one yet. So I figured if I got silicone, it would withstand the heat. Now, on top of that, just so that everybody knows, I also got me a cutting board, kind of thick, that would handle the heat too, because you don't want to do it on, your wooden tables or anything. And also, regardless, if you're done with this and you go to pull it off, your resin skull is going to be hot. So you be careful with your fingers. So
very good tips.
I'll go ahead and work kindly around the teeth, and then we're going to start on the eyes.
Okay.
And as you can see, it goes from your white plastic to the clear as you're doing that. And as it cools down, it goes back to white. But like I said, it will still be hot. And yeah, if you're not careful, once you do that bending by pushing this here, you might have to go back over doing your cheeks again to make sure it gets in there real well. It doesn't really take long. You just have to doodle around it and it'll work. Now you can see as it's getting real clear there where the heat is. Just don't stick it right in there because it will stick to the wood regardless. So,
Okay.
but and so far you can see how it's forming somewhat onto the skull. You just keep those up. I suggest you don't be stupid like me and try to stick your finger in there, but see how easy that just comes right off?
Oh, nice.
Makes it a lot easier than trying to scratch it with your, Brillo pad or whatnot.
Definitely.
But yeah, it comes right off. All right, now we're going to work on some eyeballs or eye sockets, whichever. Holding part of the milk jug down over top so that we can get that rounded part, which when I do get these completed, I have to make like 200 of these. When I do get them completed, there'll be like pieces of hair, hanging skin, stuff like that when I get ready to gross it out. But
Oh, cool.
yeah, I'm just at the point trying to make just the basic skull part and deformed because it's not supposed to be pretty. All right, I'm slowly twisting and pushing the milk jug into the eye socket. So as you can see, the eye
That's really
socket is
cool.
forming, even though the other side's not done yet. So now we're going to work on the other side. Which you also, at this point, once you get the one done, you might want to do the crease of your nose and I don't know what that's called, but the little thin part of your nose between your eyes. Now I got 2 eye sockets.
That's really cool watching it take shape like that.
Yeah. All right, let's try to lay down some.
Pepper wants to be my co-host.
Pepper. Probably go in a little more right there. Ouch. Come on, do the thing here. There we go. There we go. Now you can also, once you get what you want it to look like up front, then you can come to the sides or even underneath if you want to. I don't need to do it underneath, but like I said, it's all in the beholder, however you want to do it. So, and at this time you can probably move your tape if you want to get in on the sides there and make it a little bit more deformed. keep scooting on me. I got to figure out how to make it keep from scooting. That's the one bad part about this. Yes, I have tried clamps. If anybody goes, oh, use clamps, it's kind of hard unless you got some special kind of clamp.
Yeah, I'm not sure how a clamp would help unless you could put it up through the very bottom of the skull. Because
I
you're
know.
working
So
on all
I had
sides
to
of
figure
it.
out about using the tape part to keep it, right to the skull.
Yeah.
And even if you do get like when we were making these, if it does stick, you gotta remember if you're going for gory, even if it pulls out some like it just did to me right here, it doesn't have to be perfect. The more flaws you have, the more realistic it looks, to be honest. Okay, so now we're just going to pop him out. I've done took the tape off. There's the skull. There's the plastic.
Very cool.
Looks just, all deformed and whatnot. And like I said, if you can do a good paint job, you've got it made.
Very nice.
So if you guys want to come out and see what I'm using these for, come out to the Haunted Majestic. Yeah, they'll be out there. You'll say, oh, I watched that. So there you go.
She's back with us face to face. So, Christina, could you tell me what would be the next step you would take in creating the skull? What would you do next to it?
Okay, this little fella right here, I would wind up painting on the inside of it. If you want more of like the skull color, then I would say that to get that kind of off-white, or not even real sure what that would be classified. Skull white, you'll know what you're looking for, but paint on the inside of it. That way it really does look more like that. But what I'm using these for, I'll be painting black on the inside and be goring it up with like tissue and stuff hanging off of it, bloody, and it's going to be out on the trail. I'm not going to give much more detail for that. So if you come out, you're just going to have to look at it or find it. I think you all enjoy what that project is.
What do you use? What do you use to make like the rotting flesh?
Plastic saran wrap.
Oh, interesting.
You can put it right up on there and do with the heat gun too, to where it's just plastic melting off of it and everything. It's just a little bit of a technique. I'm learning still yet how to do it, but what I've learned so far is pretty gross.
Well, it sounds really, really cool. You mentioned the heat gun. Could it be possible to do this project with a hair dryer if you have a really intense hot one?
I honestly don't know. I've never tried it with that, but if it gets that hot to melt the plastic, then I'd be afraid to put my head underneath it.
That's true. I was just thinking it might take a little longer, but you'd have to.
Oh, it's possible. I mean, you can take one or just the plastic and see if it'll work. I mean, all it does is just melt. If it's that hot to melt it, that's okay too.
Very cool. Very cool. And she can't divulge too much more information, but you will be able to find these tucked away somewhere along the Haunted Majestic 2023 haunt season. So you definitely have to come out. And Christina is usually always on site, so you can when you visit, find her, track her down, and I'm sure she'd be happy to answer any more questions you may have.
Oh yeah, plenty of just tinker all the way from the pavilion all the way down to the boat and right back up on the boat onto the trail.
Awesome. Are there any tips that you could give somebody if they wanted to make a crazy creepy prop or a crazy creepy costume? what would be your go-to medium for the average Joe to start practicing with?
Take something that you like, because you'll be familiar with it, and just trial and error. That's all it is, trial and error. Some things work, some won't. You'll sit there and like, it needs something else. Just keep at it. Continue to keep at it.
Okay. And you mentioned using cellophane or saran wrap and melting it. How do you make it actually look like flesh though?
You're gonna make me give my secrets away, aren't you?
Not all of them.
I made one prop last year, was a full skeleton, and he's sitting in the slaughterhouse. If anybody's already been, so they'll say I took cellophane, wrapped it around the entire body, took the heat gun, and kind of melted that all down. And then I took like flesh tone and red, and it turned out better than what I assumed, but it actually looks like there's still flesh hanging on the bones.
Nice.
So, but that's my go-to. I like the plastic wrap and melting it.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to try to play around with that, but I'm hoping my hairdryer will get hot enough because I don't have a heat gun.
Well, it'll probably work on the saran wrap. I'm not so sure about the milk jugs, but I know it'll work on the saran wrap.
Okay, cool. I'll have to play around with that because I've been playing around with some plaster sculptures. I've been making my own molds and making plaster sculptures, and I showed them on the last podcast that I was on, the SFX, but it's kind of out of reach right now. I can't show you, but yeah, I even made a hand that would be able to that I filled with plaster, so it's really heavy. And so it would actually work as to hold up a book at my book signing table. So I've got like a severed hand to hold up one of my books.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to come and get up with you and learn how to do that.
Well, I tell you what, Christina, maybe when you go to start setting up some of the scenes or the props or even the games, maybe I could come out and interview you guys on site and take a little video of you actually placing some of this in position.
Oh, I'd love to.
Awesome. Okay, well, I want to thank you again for being with me. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I'm going to steal your Walking Dead pillow.
Yeah. I have another one too with Michonne on it. That girl's got me that for Christmas several years ago. Yeah. Okay, well, and I guess that's it for today. And hopefully we'll get back with Christina and maybe get on location at the Haunted Majestic and see some of this in action. So cool. Yes, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate the demonstration. And I love the pooches who was going to be our co-host today.
They're all zonked now. Of course, when we're done, they're zonked.
That's the way it goes. Babies are babies, whether they're fur babies or human. The timing never works out right.
Oh, I know.
All right, Christina, thank you again for coming on, and I hope to talk to you soon.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Nice being here. Bye.
I want to thank Christina again for being with me this afternoon, and thank you to all of you viewers who watched the podcast. And if you've enjoyed it, please be sure and like and subscribe, and go back and check out some of the other episodes. Pretty stuff we're doing here. And if you have suggestions or would like to interview with me, be sure and send me a message at wvlondonblue@gmail.com. And until next, see you later. Much love.